Hey everyone, welcome to my live stream. I'm sorry, I'm adjusting the camera a little bit. I'm going to be doing a homecoming ring mum today. I'm not sure if I'll get it finished, but we will at least get it started. I hope you guys tune in at some point and comment. See if I can find it on my tablet so I can watch it. I am not very YouTube savvy, so I cannot find it. Okay, so I have some little bitty backers here I made. They are about 1.5 inches in diameter. A little bit over that. Oh, 1 3/4 it looks like. And what I did is I took this floral tape and I just traced out the center. So you can use trinkets or anything small like that. I made cut out two. I drew out a bunch of them. This is just a ribbon spool end. Any kind of chipboard will work. So a cracker box, anything like that will work. There it is. Okay. So at least I can watch it a little bit now. Okay. So instead of a flower, we're going to do tulle. So I'll show you how to do that. I've already got all my ribbons cut. These are all cut at 3 inches long. These are going to be loops. And then I have little tails, and these are 1.5 inches long. And you can see I cut a pretty ends in them. I saved one for y'all. I'm sure you know how to do this, but if you don't, just fold it over like that and cut towards the center. So you get that pretty little thing there. Okay, so I'm going to attach those first, and then I'll do my loops. And I am loving this hot glue gun. We got this on clearance actually, but see it has the fine tip on it. It came with both the regular tip and this one. I put this on there and I really like it. It doesn't gush out as much. So you could use your glue gun or you could staple. The thing with a little one like this, you're going to end up with a ton of staples and it's going to be hard to work with. And these ribbons are nice and thick, so I'm just going to hot glue them. And then just overlap as much as you're wanting. That's how far I'm going. That is about 1 inch. Just make sure, so you're going to have it on. You just want to think about how big it's going to be. And you can kind of match those up and then go up. Yep, I'm doing about the same. Just kind of want them to be even, like across, and then you also want them to be even how much is sticking off. To look like that. That's what it looks like on the back. And actually it looks like I did that one uneven, so I'm just going to pull that off. I should be using my mat to show me. You should be able to tell by the space there and there by how much, even it out by looking at this and this space. Much better. When I get to talking, I sometimes don't pay attention to what I'm doing, so I need to be more careful. That looks really even. Okay, now I have blue glitter, and that is, it's probably going to be like 5/8 inch. And I'm just going between those. I want to try to make sure it's even like that. I'm going to go on this side. And I like to just keep going on opposite ends. It just helps me to keep things straight and even to do that. Do it however works for you. And I have to tell you guys, you know, I bought this mat for making wreaths, but I am loving it for my homecoming mums because it's really helping me to keep things even and straight and make straight lines. And I just didn't even think about that. I just happened to start making one on the mat, and I realized how much it helped me, especially with my peewee mums. And I am not being paid to say that. I'm just loving it, telling you guys how much I love it. Okay. I also found, you know how you have hot glue sticking off everything? I just have this old microfiber cloth. It's clean, but if you just wipe it off, the hot glue comes right off, all those little strings. Okay, so now I'm gonna do some loops. You see that's orange with blue glitter. And these are 3 inches long again, in case you missed that. So when you make little loops like this, it can be difficult to hold on to them. You may want to go ahead and staple these. Get them stapled and then put them on. So I got 4 of these. That nice and centered. I want my ribbons to line up. You want these ribbons to line up like this too, so your loops look good. If you're getting paid to make somebody a mum, you really need to pay attention to all those little details. Try to make it as nice and clean and pretty as possible. Okay, now I'm using a solid royal with this orange and white polka dot. And this is a grosgrain ribbon, and that's a soft satin ribbon. So you don't have to use homecoming mum ribbons. You actually have more options with other types of ribbons, but they don't always work for whatever you're needing on the homecoming mum. But things like this, little accent ribbons, are great. Got some orange elastic. If you guys can see that, I got that on clearance at Walmart. It's got a little bit of a shimmer to it too. That's what I'm going to use on this other backer, so that's how they'll wear it. And it'll be nice and soft. I don't like using those little plastic adjustable rings or something that's really hard. This is very soft, it's satiny. And then I also am going to put felt on the last backer, so it'll be very comfortable to wear. You can staple these on or glue them on, it's up to you. kind of want to see where I want them. So I can put them over the existing. And no, you won't really see that from looking down, but from the side you'll still be able to see all those tails. So I just need to decide which way I want to attach everything. I think that's too much blue. I think I'm going to put the blue on the orange and the orange over that. Let's see. I think let's do it like that. I'm going to do these first. Again, I'm going to glue because it's so small. I don't want this thing to be filled up with staples, and that's what would happen. It's a good idea to move the ones you're not using out of the way so you don't accidentally put them on. Press down and make sure it's on there good. There you go. See how cute that is? And you could stop right there if you wanted to. You don't have to keep doing it as long as it's covered. But I want to do several layers. This is one of my Etsy customers, so I want to give them what they're paying for. Show you this little cutout I made. Drill Team, oh, it looks kind of yellow on the camera, but it's orange. It's orange and royal, of course. But first I was just going to put this on, but it came out really a lot smaller than I thought, which isn't bad for this, but since I'm going to be using orange tulle, I thought it's going to get lost in that, so I cut out the boot behind it, and that way it'll really stand out. That'd be cute. And then I got a big cowbell to put on there. Okay, let's do these loops now. These ring mums don't take a lot of time, but you gotta realize that I spent a couple hours this morning just getting everything together and pre-cut and all that. So just pressing down. Now, since I'm not using a flower, I don't know if you noticed I didn't cut a hole in the center because I don't need it. I'm not attaching a flower, so. You could wrap a chenille stem around the tulle when you make, I'm going to make like a tulle puff, and you could run that down the center if you wanted to, but I don't think I'm going to need to. I'm going to try doing it in the white. You can see how pretty that is. And an orange. I don't have blue. And then I also have some tubing, silver and orange. And I might put a little bit of silver tinsel on it too. Okay. See how adorable that is. Look at that. So it's, you know, it's the width of my hand. So it's a pretty big ring mum. It's not overly big. I think it'll be just perfect for a girl. You could also do some little tails, but we're doing a round one. which I think the round ones are really cute. I really like them. I'm going to go ahead and attach the elastic. Oh, I'm going to show you too. On this, I attached that using foam double-sided stickers. They work really well, they stick really well, and they stay on really well, and then it gives it more of a 3D look. So I use either my Xyron, I think I'm saying that right, sticker maker, or I use these foam double-sided stickers, which you find in like a scrapbooking department of any craft store. I'm pretty sure you can find them at Walmart and some of the dollar stores too. It's been a long time since I've had to buy any, so I don't know what everybody carries now. Okay, to attach the elastic, we're just going to put glue on one side of the backer. Not a whole lot, just a little bit there. Put it on like that. And this is the same theory for a wrist mum or a garter. It's exactly what I do, and I may use different. I use this for wrist mums too, but for a garter, like a full-size garter, I'm going to use a real garter. But for a pee-wee garter, I like to use this too, because pee-wees are going to be for little boys, and you want something that's more comfortable. Okay, so you want to be careful on your sizing. Since this is for your finger, you're going to want it pretty snug. And you have to keep in mind I'm going to add felt to this too, which is going to make it a little bit snugger. And I like to make it where you can either do one finger or two fingers. So there's just a little bit of a gap there. I guess I should have measured that for you guys, I'm sorry. So it's about 2, and then that's almost another inch. And that's a 1/2 inch. So it's like 3/4 and then a 1/2, so it's probably about 2 inches, close to it. So it'll be big enough where she can wear it like that, or just on one, whatever's more comfortable for her. And I like to go ahead and put a staple in that too. Just make sure you're not stapling that part down. Okay. Just to be sure. Now I'm going to wait to attach that, or, well, it just depends. So she's going to be wearing it like this, so you have to decide what's going to be the top and bottom, or if she can do it either way, but still you want to make sure that you're not intending for this to be the top and you end up with it over here. So just realize that. So do I want it like this, or do I want it like that? I think I'll just do it like that, where that blue is up and down. Now we just want to glue this good. And this, just like a garter, you're going to attach the elastic going east and west. If it's a wrist mum, it goes north and south. And you can put staples in that as well. It's not going to be very easy with all those loops glued on. If you'd stapled them, you'd be able to get in there. But since I did that, you'd have to go like this. I'm not even going to staple it because I think that glue is enough. This isn't a heavy mum. We will be okay. But I still need to cover it with felt. We still have the staples from attaching this. Oh, and I forgot to trace that out first. That's something else to do. You want to trace that out before. So what you can do is just take one of these and put it up there and trace it. You could also go like that and trace it out. I like to just cut it out. I don't like to draw on the felt because you might be able to still see that. So I'm just going to cut another one out real quick. And then just hold it up there like that. And I like to make them just a little bit bigger than the backer because you want to make sure the backer is completely covered. I also do this to the wrist mums so it's comfortable. And just slide it under there. Get it into place. And then pull back half of it. Go ahead and glue that. Pull that back. Glue that down. So you just want a clean, soft backing. That's very comfortable. Okay, so we just need to make the center, and then we can decorate it. Get that out of the way. Also cut out these pretty ribbons to make bows, or make a double layer bow, I'm not sure. I think they're both about 10 inches long. So to do the tulle, get everything out of the way. I don't want it this wide. It's going to be way too wide. It's going to make too big of a puff. Or poof, or whatever you want to call it. So I am going to use this and do it into twos, it looks like. Try to anyway. Actually, I need to cut it off first. Okay, so I'm going to go 2 inches on each one. Okay. And that might be enough right there, but I'm going to go ahead and cut all of this. That one's going to be a little messed up. Make much cleaner cuts than what my scissors would have done. Okay, we're going to put those off to the side. And I like to use a needle and thread to do this. I've got orange thread. I'm using an embroidery needle. It's bigger. It can be a little bit more difficult for like hair bows, but It is so much easier to thread that needle because the eye is so much bigger. I doubt I can get that on camera, but maybe if I go like that. Okay. And I'm just going to weave it through the center. Just going in and out, in and out. Doesn't have to be perfect. Just trying to stay in the center. Might actually be too small. Oh goodness. Just tying a knot. Just fluff it out. That's a lot smaller than I intended for it to be. But if I'm going to do a white one too, and then I was going to do some tinsel. I don't know, let me make a little bit bigger one and see which one I like better. I could also cut it this way. It's 12 inches. That's about 20 inches there. For this one, I'm going to cut it in half and see how that works. I still have plenty of thread on my needle, so I don't have to do that at least. This is probably going to be better. It's been a while. It's been almost a year since I've done one of these, so it is like riding a bicycle. If I haven't made a braid or a chain or any of these little things I haven't done in months, I have to relearn how to do it too. And I actually watch my own videos a lot to remind myself how to make something, because I forget. How do I get that braid started? Uh-oh. Tie a knot so it won't come undone. Keep losing the thread. That's much better. And you can take, I just have a small piece of silver Chanel stem here. find that middle again. Figure out where it opens up, because there's going to be an end there and an end here. So you can take that chenille stem and wrap it around really tight like you would a bow. And if you had a hole in the center, you could put that chenille stem through the center just like you would a flower. That's much better. Look at that. That's perfect. I'm going to do a white one too, so I'm going to layer them. And I think I'm going to do some tinsel at the bottom. Give it some silver sparkle. You can see I have all these pieces. I've got different ones. This one's really sparkly. Like that. I could use the plain silver. Got different sizes. I like that one, the chunky, sparkly one. Now from this point on, I have to glue everything on because I've already done the backing. If you wanted to staple that on, you could, you know, before you get it all put together. It's just up to you. So. Don't ask me what this is. My husband gave it to me. He can tell you. But I'm always burning myself, so he gave me something to hold things down with so I wouldn't burn myself anymore. So I just want to press down hard so it's really in there good. Let it dry. Tinsel is a good way to add some sparkle. It's an inexpensive way to add sparkle and silver, bling. You could do some all the way around. So I have a little piece of feathers in here. Let's see if I have some white ones. Do a few. I have a couple little feathers hanging off. Got little orange ones as well. These are just pieces of a feather boa. You know how you get the feather boas out and feathers just fly? I try to capture some of them and put them in a little container for little projects like this. I hate the ugly part of the feather, the top part. Okay, feathers are tricky, so just want to put some hot glue down. I'm trying to set it on top of that hot glue very carefully. Now the trick is not getting it to stay down and not come back with me. Once it starts to cool off, you can press it down with your fingers. Just be careful. I'm going to go crazy with feathers, just a little touch is fine. Now I'm going to do white. Do this without my little ruler. Okay. I'm going to use a Chanel stem again, so it doesn't matter what color I use. Again, I'm just weaving it in and out of the tulle. If you're going to use tulle on these mums, on any mum, whatever you're using the tulle for, try to get a sparkly one, a glittery one. This one's got glitter and sequins on it. I think these came from Michael's. They're very pretty. At least I can see where the thread is now. Okay, there we go, little puff. This is just going to help secure it, keep it in place in case the thread comes undone. Let's see what color we want to do. Do them off-centered a little bit. I always experiment with it a little bit, so I don't know exactly how I'm going to do it. Do them back to back and then put it like that. That's what I'll do. So I'm just going to put a little glue right there where that Chanel stem is, and I'm going to glue them together like that. And then that'll be my bottom. Don't want to burn myself. Make sure that dries good, because it does want to kind of come up, so I want to press down really firmly. there's not a lot of room to decorate, so you have to be careful what you're putting on there. So I'm going to have that little boot. And the bell and the bow, and I'll be done. This did not take long. Once you get everything organized and cut and ready, it does not take that long. Let's go ahead and make some bows. I'm going to cut an angle. You can do that before or after you do the bow. This ribbon is satin, but it's kind of like an acetate too. It's firmer than most satins. I'm scared to heat it. Not sure what it's going to do. Just going to get it close. It'll help keep it from fraying. Okay, so I just want to make a loop. Make another loop. Just make sure it's even, so that one's coming off more. So you can just adjust it. And you can keep your loops like that, or you can kind of twist them. So like that, and then twist that one like that. And so I'm going to have a tail going that way and a tail going this way. If you wanted your tails both down, you just do it like this and then twist in the middle. Again, you just pinch the middle. Just gather it up right there in the middle. Actually, I'm going to wait because I'm going to make that one. I'm just going to take a little clip here, clip it in the center so I don't lose it. I'm just eyeing it to see if it's even. I can cut. And I'll pinch it like that. Now I can put my bell in the center. So I just want to run my chenille stem through the bell like that. I'm going to take that off there. Try to keep it pinched. It's not always easy. There. I'll take my bell in the center. Trying to keep it pinched. So you want to twist that real tight. The tighter you can twist the center, the better your bow will be. Bells always get stuck. So I've got little tails and loops going every which direction, which is what I was going for. And since this was going to be, there was going to be more orange up here, that's why I wanted to do blue bow. I'm probably going to have to, yeah, it's going to be too long. I just want to pull that up a little bit, kind of see where I want it. Put it on the end. Or I could put it in the center. I still have to be careful where I put her. Do it sideways a little bit. I think I'll do that. I just want to pull up as much as I can. And I'm going to use that bell to push that bow up in there. Just hold it till it dries really well. Don't want it coming off. Hey Connie, I can see you. I finally put my tablet up so I could read comments because they don't come up on my phone. I don't know. I'm not figuring it out. Thank you for loving my braids. I appreciate that. Aw. I'm reading it as I'm talking. That's really nice. Thank you. I'm glad to help. I know when I first started making mums, I had a really hard time because nobody wants to share their information, and then trying to find tutorials and help, I had to just figure things out on my own. I just had to play around with stuff. And I mean, if you look at, you can go to my Pinterest page, you can look and you can tell which ones were my first mums. They weren't bad because I had a lot of floral background. You know, I've made corsages and boutonnieres and stuff like that for many, many years. So it wasn't hard for me to figure out how to make a mum, but like the braids, that was what really got me. So my first ones didn't have braids. I may have had a military braid, but I just, you know, decorated the ribbons, put lots of stickers and stuff on them. I've also got some pretty little, I think I got these at Hobby Lobby. Whoop! At Christmas time, they come in a bag, and I think they have different colors. They're just sequin little balls. They're so pretty. Just adds a little something extra. So I can do that right there. Again, you just want a hot glue. Yeah, I bet. I don't Facebook, so I don't know anything about Facebook. Again, I just want to hold that really good. All right. Look at that, how cute that is. Just adding a little something like that, it adds more sparkle and just something different and unique. These are my favorite rhinestones. I guess that's what you call them. They look like little diamonds. They're so pretty. I love these. I love to use them in the middle of a little bow. Let's see if I can find her bow. I don't know if she'll even be able to see it, but I have to put at least one on there. Got me. You guys would not believe the battle scars I have. Trial and error, that's exactly what I did too. You guys would not believe some of the stuff I've had to throw away. So bad. And then of course when you watch my videos, you don't see all the mistakes I make. I usually cut most of that out. And I am not usually this organized when I start a mum. So it's hard for me on these live streams. I have to get everything so organized. Okay, so now I just need to figure out where to put her little boot, because it looks so cute like it is. But this was the main thing they wanted, was the little drill team girl. So I can just put it right there between them. Or stand it up like that. I'm always just kind of moving stuff all over the place, trying to figure out how I like it. How's it going to look better? That way, that way. Actually, let me put it on and see. Those bells drive me crazy. They always get locked up. So she can either wear it this way or this way with the bell down. So she's probably going to want that like that, where you can really see it, I think. That's right. Oh, I hate editing. That's the only thing I love about the live streams. I don't have to do any video editing. I can spend hours and hours editing a video. It's horrible. Especially all the times when I walk away from the camera and it's still going. Now usually I go up under and hold it, but I don't want to burn myself, so I'm going to wait just a couple of seconds. Make sure that little boot stays on there. All right. Guys, I think it's done. Look at that. Is that not cute? Now it stopped ringing again. I'm gonna have to get my little needle nose pliers. Sometimes I have to get it out and kind of twist them around. It still won't work. There we go. There we go. All right, look at that. I am done. I will see you guys later. Thank you, Connie, for chatting with me. I appreciate it. Bye.